Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Happy month of love, happy Valentine's. I am with my friend Ronnie Ann Ryan, and we are here again. Hey Ronnie, we're here
Hello.
again to help you navigate any love snafus you might be having, to bring in some full moon energy that's coming in. I'm going to pull some cards. We're going to give some dating tips and all that good stuff for you today. So, yes. Ronnie, you look so gorgeous in purple.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I
High,
love this color.
high
And
frequency.
don't you look vivacious in pink
Yes,
yourself?
pink cashmere. And you guys, look at this.
Ooh.
Okay, I have something that I'm wearing that's really special. I went to the Conscious Life Expo this past weekend that is conducted every year in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton in February. It's the biggest spiritual expo in the country, maybe in the world. I don't know. It's huge, 3 levels. Everybody's there. It's everything that you can imagine, workshops and lectures and clothing and crystals and healing modalities and teas and tinctures and clothing and food. I mean, just everything. You just go nuts. And I went Friday, met my business partner, Fredley. We spent the day together. Then Saturday came back, met my friend Linda there. And
Ooh.
Fredley and I got something.
Ooh,
She
look at
got, it's
that.
different pattern. She got a different pattern, but this is something created by a guy called Arcturus Ra. And look at this. I can get close here. You can
So
see
sparkly.
this is a very high frequency technology.
Oh,
And,
wow.
and I can't even, don't even ask, I can't even remember the name. I can't remember the technology of it, but I've been wearing it nonstop, and I do feel a lot of energy in my body and just more crown opening, just everything. So, as you guys know, if you're following me, I'm a medium, developing medium, been developing, unfolding for a while now. And so I think this will help with, he said it's going to help with the connection even stronger because of the frequency. So we'll see.
Excellent.
Yes, and I'll be testing that out. And so anyway, I'm just so excited about everything that's going on. And what about you, Ronnie? What have you got new and exciting?
I have been taking a class with Michael Sandler, who you recommended,
Yes.
on the Shift Network about writing with your higher self, which I was already doing. And then he talks about the boardroom and merging with cosmic consciousness. So I've been enjoying those higher level messages, and it's been fun. It's been really interesting, different kind of stuff that's coming through.
Yeah, he calls it AWE, automatic writing experience or something like that.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I love that. Just tuning in and letting your higher self or your spirit guides flow through, seeing what kind of messages you're getting. And you actually channeled through something, the dandelion message, right?
I did. I
Yeah.
did. One of the things that I heard was that a lot of life is like dandelion, and manifesting is like dandelions, because when you think about the seed head on a dandelion, it is so abundant, right? I mean, it's a ball of, I don't know how many seeds are on there. And so there's an exercise, I didn't make this up or my guides, where you imagine what you want to manifest, and then you blow on the seed head, and then you imagine that all those seeds go out to the universe to, plant the seeds for what you want to grow and manifest. So the thing about it is we don't have a lot of control. So what they were helping me with, because sometimes I get a little frustrated, was to understand that, some of those seeds will work. Some of them will drop to the ground, some of them will germinate, and some of them will turn into more dandelions.
Yes.
But you don't know which ones. You don't know how many. You don't know where they're going to land. And so you just have to trust. So it's an exercise in trust as well, because as you spread those seeds, you have faith, but there's certainty, because statistically, some of those seeds are going to plant. And so that's the whole point, is having trust and knowing that some things will work. Not everything, but some things will, for sure.
Well, as when I was growing up, we always would pick those dandelions and blow it, make a wish and blow. I don't know if everybody
Yeah.
did that or, yeah,
No,
yeah. You didn't?
no, I didn't do
Oh,
that as a kid. I heard about it after as a kind of magic, as one
oh,
kind of abundance magic or
okay.
prosperity magic is to use. But all things come from the most basic elements, right? So it makes sense that you did it
Yeah,
as a
that
kid.
was always, every kid knew where I grew up in Washington State. It's you pick one and you make a wish and blow the dandelion thing and it goes all over the place. Or if we
Yeah.
saw a star, we wish on a star. We'd do
Oh, for sure.
something like this or
Yes.
some kind of thing and wish on the star. Um,
Yeah. On the third date with my husband, we were at this bench sitting near this tree at the edge of the ocean because we'd been on a walk. Not really the ocean, it's Long Island Sound. Anyway, and so he decided to kiss me at this place, which was known as like this romantic spot. I didn't know that at the time. And I looked up because I opened my eyes and I saw a shooting star, and I'm like, oh, this could be it.
oh yes, and it was it. It was it. That's so
And it
cool.
was.
Oh, I
And it
love it.
was. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I've pulled three cards for us from the Isis Oracle. This is such a gorgeous deck that it's upside down. The Isis Oracle by
There you go.
Alana Fairchild. It's so powerful, and the cards that came out were really great. So if you're watching this is meant for you. And so, okay, the first card is the Temple of Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber. Look at that.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm going to show them all and then I'll tie it together for you. And then the Brother in Darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Look at that. And then we have Wings of Isis, uniting the angelic self. So it's so beautiful. So I always, like for instance, in tarot, I love the Hermit card. It's where you go into that dark healing chamber. Maybe you do some shadow work, you do some work on yourself, you find out why things haven't been working, what you need to release. You just kind of reflect. And so that we need to heal ourselves if we're not healed. And this relates to love, relationships, other people relating, because we often don't understand why somebody else isn't behaving the way that we want them to behave or why this isn't working out. But it's all about ourselves. We are signal senders. And so we want to clear what we need to clear. And then overcoming negative energy with feminine power. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing with that. We are overcoming that negative energy, clearing that out, grounding ourselves, becoming in our feminine power, and then on the Wings of Isis, uniting with the angelic self, and you ignites us, and we know our power. We are uniting with our angelic self, with our higher self, and bringing light into the world and allowing other people to be who they are. I get a lot of calls when I'm on the psychic hotline. This person, they did this, they did that, they didn't call, I just met somebody, what are they thinking? They went, and it's just, if we can sit back and breathe, because when I was single in my 20s, 30s, and I was like that too. Oh my God, he said he'd call, he never did call, he didn't do it. Do you think he's dead? Do you think he got in a wreck? Do you think he's in a coma? He must be, because he said he'd call and he didn't. Something must have
Yep.
happened.
Yep.
They were never dead, they were never in a coma, they were never even stubbed their toe, nothing happened. So it's just like, okay, if the person wants, this is what I told myself finally, Marla, if he wanted to talk to you, he would call. He knows your number, knows where you are. Allow it and know that rejection, it's not really rejection, but rejection is protection. We want to fit a square piece into a round hole, whatever you call it, jam it in and
Yep.
make things fit. And what we really have to fit is loving ourselves and fit into our own self-love and expression. And that's what I help people do in my boundary coaching and in my reinvention coaching. So if you need help, the links are below, and you can always reach out for reading or whatever. And Ronnie, dating coach for many, many years, and now she does amazing magical sessions. So what do you want to share to those ladies out there watching who maybe feel, oh gosh, another Valentine's Day, I don't have that special someone, or my New Year's resolution was to meet that person and it's just not working and all the good men are taken, damn it.
It's not true. Well, this is what I learned because I went on this journey myself, and I had gone like an embarrassing number of years without really dating at all. And then I thought, okay, now I have to get serious because I was getting older. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So what I realized was I got very intense about what am I doing? What's my intention? What's my method? How am I going to get out there? And what I learned was that finding love is really a journey of self-discovery and learning about yourself. You're learning about what you like, what you don't like, what doesn't work for you, what would make you happy, what's getting in the way, all these kind of things. And where do you need to open your heart? I needed to open my heart. I was not open, but I didn't know that about myself. Isn't that crazy? So today, what I was doing, because I'm getting ready for my podcast, I looked up how many kinds of love are there. And so I asked Perplexity AI, and it came up with the 7 ancient kinds of love from ancient Greece. And I'm like, yeah, that's not enough. Keep going. What? There's more. So there's 12.
Wow.
12 kind. I had counted up to 10, but they had come up with some others that I'd never heard of. And so 3 of them are romantic, according to the ancient Greeks. And so there was one that's just eros, romantic, one that's ludus or whatever. And it's really flirty. It's the kind of fleeting fun. I used to call him Flash in the Pan Man, where they would show up and it would sizzle. And then you know what happens with the frying pan after it sizzles.
Yeah.
It's over. And it's usually really fast. And then there was one more kind, I don't remember the Greek word, but it's very long term. I think it was pragma, very long term, enduring love where you really grow together. But there's so many other kinds of love because there's self-love, which is vital. The more you love yourself, the more you send love out into the universe, the more you have to share. So you kind of can't wait to feel that love energy for somebody else. You have to feel it from within. You have to love yourself. You can also be in connection with universal love, agape love, the kind of love that's unconditional, that exists everywhere. And I'm of the belief that love is a universal energy. Like they say that Reiki energy is love energy. It's a universal energy that can come through, that's very healing. And so you can run that through your own circuits, whether it's Reiki or not. Love is universal. And so that's how I started my own journey. I started by deciding I have love within me. How do I get it going? How do I turn it on? How do I make it flow? And that was my very first step. And go figure, now all these years later, that's what people are talking about. That's what's in AI. And I was cracking myself up going, I knew that. So that's what makes a difference. Get your own love energy moving.
Yeah, and it sounds cliche, self-love, but it is true because you, like I said, you are signal senders. And so if you're sending out,
Yes.
even thinking, oh, there's no good guys, there's no quality. I hear that a lot online and stuff. There's no quality. The other people are saying that too. So are you not quality? Are they not picking you? So we don't want to say that. We don't want to label other people as not quality or no good or, not quality people. We just, they either align with us or they don't. It doesn't mean
Yes.
it's not quality.
Yes.
So what does quality mean? Does quality mean having a lot of money? Does quality mean being good looking? What is quality? We are quality. I mean, we're like, God, don't make junk, we are, that is, yeah. So we'll clean that up. And then you cannot attract things that you're putting out as anger or frustration.
Yes.
So gotta put out, just opening up that heart chakra, radiate love. That's when I'm doing mediumship. That's how the spirit world comes closer, is I have to sit in something called the power. I sit in the power. I bring up the energy in my chakras. I radiate love out of my heart and push it out and get my frequency high. And that's when the spirit world can bring theirs down, and then we meet, and I'm the medium in between, and I can bring through messages. Isn't that beautiful?
It
Same
is.
with bringing in your soulmate. You're going to bring that out, and they're going to feel it and come in the resonance. Yes. Yeah.
It really is. I was a dating coach for a long time, for 20 years. So I met a woman networking one day, and she was like, I have a test for men, and I haven't found one man who could pass my test yet. And I said, yeah, well, your test isn't designed for him to pass. Your test is to prove that all men are bad. And no man will ever pass your test. And she was so stricken, but she wasn't open. You can't, when you test people, you're coming from a place of judgment.
Yeah.
And non-belief that there are quality people out there. You have to really get in touch with more than the superficial, and I'm sure people do, but you want to think about what would work with you. Like, what are the qualities, not the bank account, but the qualities? What's the personality characteristics that would make you happy? So like, I wanted somebody who had a good heart, a good-hearted person who could see past himself. And I wanted somebody who was open-minded enough that he wouldn't make fun of my spirituality, right? Which I do catch him doing every once in a while. And then I wanted somebody who had a sense of humor, who could make me laugh. Oh my gosh, sometimes he's so funny, I don't even know. I don't even know how he comes up with this stuff. He's not Jerry Seinfeld, but he's just got this silliness that is really fun. And I would trade that any day for somebody who was so intense about their position or their job or their career that we could never laugh and we could never have fun and we could never relax because they're always tense about work. So you have to really think about what matters, what will give you a happy life, because it's not just buying things, as you know, right?
This is making me pretty happy.
Okay, shopping is fun. I'm not going to say it's not fun.
Oh, I know. Exactly. Yes. And that it's a challenge, because when people are out there and they're single and they're like, well, this is what I hear a lot, Ronnie, is there's a lot of successful women out there, and they'll say the man has to be at least as successful as I am. He has to make at least as much money as I do. Some of these women are making $500,000 a year, $1 million a year that I meet, some of them. I mean, it's like, oh, that's really amazing. But you may meet a man who's making 250 or 2 or 3 that's so great, and then you're going to pass him up. It's like, I know it's so things have changed so much nowadays, and the dynamics of women in the workforce now just doing so well. And I don't know, what do you think about that? Because I think there's some missed opportunities here for amazing,
Well, I agree with you. And not only that, but if you take it a step further, if you have two people who are exactly the same from a business perspective, then the chances of you getting along, I think, are a little reduced. Because if you're the kind of high-powered person who's making $500,000 a year, do you want another high-powered person who's making that much? Because what could happen is you won't have time for each other at all. I mean, that is also really possible. Now, somebody can be, what is success? That's another thing. How successful does success have to be? And are you going to ask everybody how big their portfolio is? Or how are you going to know how much money they're making? Because the way I look at it is, can they keep up with you and your lifestyle? If they can keep up, do you really need the stats on the exact amount in their portfolio?
Yeah.
Or how much their paycheck and their W-2 says or whatever? Or as long as they can pay their way and you don't have to support them, wouldn't that work? Especially if they were caring or nurturing. They rubbed your shoulders or your feet. And if you knew you could trust them and they were loyal and they liked the same kind of fun that you liked, what's the extra 100,000 do for you?
Right. Now, some women are upset because they did go through a bad divorce and they ended up paying, or they ended up losing money or something. So then I don't want that to happen again. So then.
Yeah, but you can avoid that. That's what prenups are for. There's ways to get around that. You don't have to go through that again.
Yes, exactly. So the things that are added in nowadays, to the mix.
However, we want to make sure that people know that love is possible.
Yes.
And people fall in love every single day.
They do. They fall in love
every day.
Yes.
And so,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and romance yourself, love yourself. You're not
Yes.
going to wait like, oh, well, people, once I fall in love, once I'm with somebody, I'll take that trip or I'll do this or I'll do that. We don't know how much time we have. We don't know what can happen. An asteroid could hit. We could, fall sick or trip and break, crack our head open. I don't know. You know what I mean? So we just,
Right, right.
if we don't know. So take every day to say, oh my God, what am I going to do today to romance myself, to love myself, to just have fun with me, because you are your best, you are your soulmate.
Yeah.
And that
Well,
then, believe me, you're going to come back and let us know you're going to meet somebody fantastic.
one of the best Valentine's Day I ever had was when I got together with two of my best girlfriends who were also single. I bought each of us a dozen roses,
Mhm.
showed up at dinner with the roses.
Yeah.
Somebody else had bought chocolate. We had champagne and toasted to each other. We
Yes.
had a fabulous meal and we expressed our love for who we were and who they were and how we all interacted and enjoyed each other. And it was a very loving Valentine's Day without it being romantic because of all the 12 kinds of love. You have love for your pets, or love for the earth, or love for your friends, or love for family. So don't limit yourself when it comes to Valentine's Day. There's so many ways to celebrate. It doesn't have to be only, that's 1 out of 12, right? That's only
Yes.
one way out of 12.
I love it. All right, you guys. So make sure you leave in the comments what you're doing to love yourself, how you feel about all of this, and what have you got going on, Ronnie, for people?
Well, one of the things that I've started is the Magic Hour, and the Magic Hour is for midlife women who want to come together and feel uplifted and find empowerment by learning simple, easy little methods to make small shifts that create big change, or to attract what you want or create the life you love. So that's what I'm working on is the Magic Hour, and we're having so much fun.
So is that a membership? Is that a weekly, a monthly? What is it?
It's 3 times a month, the first 3 Tuesdays of the month, and you can find it at intuitiveedge.biz magic hour. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll
And
put
so,
the link.
yeah, it's a membership and it's a monthly rolling program, so you can start
Oh,
anytime.
fantastic, awesome. And you guys, I'm gonna flash my short story up. It's called Amateur Night. It's a short story that I wrote, probably a decade ago, but it's about one fateful Valentine's when I was a waitress in Chicago, and I always seemed to be single on Valentine's Day when I lived in Chicago by myself after my divorce from the French chef. And I was in my 30s, and I would be waiting on tables and going nuts, and me and my friends would be like watching people getting engaged, getting engagement rings, and getting champagne. And I was like so bitter, here I am, I'm going home to my teacup Yorkshire Terrier, which actually was the love of my life. But, it's like, I don't have a man to go home to. And it's a humorous short story. So it's on Amazon Kindle. It's on Kindle for 99 cents. I'm going to put it up there for you guys if you want to, open a box of chocolates, pour yourself a glass of champagne and read a funny story. And I'm sending you guys much love. And please reach out if we can help you in any way. And until next time.
Yeah, sending you love.